I have directly been affected by gentrification.
Quite simply, when I start off my lectures about gentrification, I start with the term gentrification is violence. It's a forced mass displacement based on economic superiority of another group.
It also is linked to the rapid change in the social and cultural fabric of a lot of communities within Los Angeles, which has led to a loss of identity and a lot of collective trauma in a lot of different communities because folks are being forced out of their homes, but also the communities are changing so rapidly. You know, in some cases, from one day to another, from one week to another, something that was there, you know, for 50 years is completely gone.
Like before the 2000s, Highland Park and many of the surrounding neighborhoods around Occidental were low income, predominantly Latino, although there's a lot of other ethnic groups who live in the area. The area around Occidental wasn't seen as very like a place that students should go. You know, some were worried about their safety and such. But now, with the gentrification that's occurring in the area, it's become something that the college is much more interested in kind of marketing and promoting to incoming students.
But a lot of people don't realize Occidental's role.
Well, from my personal experience, the fact that Oxy already owns a bunch of property in this neighborhood and owns the property that I used to live in and displaced me, I feel like it's important that they honor the naturally occurring flavor of this neighborhood, this space, without completely taking over and having a monopoly.
We learned that Occidental College does own 44 properties in the area, primarily residential, for staff and student housing. In 2014, Occidental College purchased a building that is on the corner of York and Armdale across from Choi's Burgers. Oxy Arts was chosen to be the main programmer for this space.
These investments and these folks that are coming in, they don't realize the effects that they're having. They don't realize the traumas that they're creating.
In 2014, when Oxy Arts on York building was purchased, the principals working group emerged.
We were a bit surprised that the property was purchased, and we were concerned because of the gentrification occurring in the neighborhood, what that would mean for people in the neighborhood, as well as how and if the college would continue to purchase properties.
It was important that we develop a set of principles and guidelines when it comes to the college's real estate and development practices in the neighborhood.
They're made by people that are part of this community and have been part of this community for decades, and they speak for the working class, they speak for the Latino presence, they speak for the people that have been here forever, and they know what they're talking about.
That we know of, there are no institutions that have officially institutionalized principles or guidelines like this. So we believe that we have the opportunity to set a precedent and an example for other peer institutions.
We are at a very strategic point right now where we are really seeking to get student support. So some of the ways that students can support include coming to the Tuesday meetings that are held every evening from 6 to 7 p.m. Also getting familiar with the histories of the principals working group and what has happened so far. There have been some tremendous gains, I think, from the work that has happened in the past. So we definitely invite people to have conversations around this and understanding the college's role in gentrification and displacement. We would also encourage people to attend the teach-in that we are having April 10th and to help us plan for it. That could look like suggesting speakers or doing some outreach. And then lastly, stay connected to the work via social media. So OSUAG, Oxy Students United Against Gentrification, has accounts on Instagram and Facebook where you can learn not only about what's happening on campus, but also Los Angeles as a whole.
you know, it's very impactful, the work that the principals are doing. And it gives me a feeling of hope where everything around me feels hopeless. So I, you know, think it's really important what the working group is doing.